Hello everyone, welcome to WebDev Warrior. So in this video, we are going to build a job portal web application from scratch with using the Next.js 14, TypeScript and Tailwind CSS. So let me show you the full demo of this web application. So first we have a logo and then a sign up button. Then we have a hero section where some text, a search bar and the image. Then we have popular job category section with beautiful hover effect. Then we have a featured job section with beautiful job card. Then we have a view all job button, and finally we have a footer. Here you can see we have a button. If I click here, it will bring us to the top. So it is a scroll to top button. So then we have, if you click on the view all jobs, it will bring you to the all job page. So this is our all job page. Here you can see it says that show result of 6. So we have 6 total of job. Then you can see all the job are listed here. In this page, we also have the scroll to top button. Now if I click any of the job, it will open the job description page. So if I click here, you can see the job description page is open. Here we have the job description, key responsibilities and skill. And then we have a section for related job. In this page, we also have the scroll to top button. And then you can see here, it says that sign up to apply. That means we are not able to apply if we are not signing. That means we have to sign in to apply for a job. So here we are using Next-Auth Google authentication for the sign up process. So let me show you the Google authentication here. So if I click here to sign up, it will bring us to a beautiful sign up page. Here you can see a button called sign up now. So if we click here, then it will open the Google sign in. So you can see the Google sign in here. It says choose an account. So I'm going to choose this account to sign up. So it asked for the permission. So I will click on the continue. Now you can see we are now authenticated. Here you can see we have our profile picture. Then we have a button for job a post. And now if I go to a individual jobs, then you can see the button changed. It now says that apply now. So if I click here on the apply now button, you will see a beautiful pop-up animation here. So here it says application successful. So we are going to build this also. And the application is fully mobile responsive. Let me show you the mobile responsiveness of this website. So if I select iPhone 12, you can see that all the contents are fit perfectly in the mobile devices. So this is our home page. You can see everything looks very nice. And then if I go to the view all jobs, this page also looks very nice in the mobile view. And finally, for the job details, it also fit perfectly in our mobile. So here if I click on the apply now, you will see the pop-up animation. The pop-up box also appear very nicely. And to log out from the application, we have to click on our user profile. So if I click here, then it will log out and redirect us to the sign up page. So we are being in the sign up page. So this is our full application. We are going to build this from scratch. You will learn how to structure a project, how to add Next-Auth Google authentications, how to uh, routing in Next.js 14, how to build a reusable component, and many more. So the starter file will be added in the description. And if you have any question related to this project, you can ask me in the comment section. So now let's start our project. First, we are going to set up our project. So I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to name it job portal web app. And then I'm going to open this folder with Visual Studio Code. And then I'm going to open a new terminal here. And then I'm going to open my browser and search for Next.js. And then I'm going to open the installation page. Here you can see a npx script. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in our terminal, and I'm going to add a dot slash so that all the package are installed in this folder. So now I'm going to click enter. Now it will asked us some question about the project. So it asked us, would you like to use TypeScript? Yes, we are going to use the TypeScript. We are going to use ESLint. We are going to use Tailwind CSS. We do not need the source directory, and we are going to use the app router, and we do not need to customize our default import aliases. So I'm going to enter. Now it will install all the packages that is needed to initialize our project. So now all the packages are installed successfully. Then go to the tailwind config.ts and then remove this part. We do not need this. Then this app folder is our main folder. We are going to work on this folder. So first go to the page and delete all of this. And I'm going to use a shortcut called RAFC for component boilerplate, and I'm going to name it homepage. So this page is served as our main main page. So here I'm going to give some Tailwind classes to check if Tailwind is working properly or not. So I'm going to give it text.9xl and text red 500, and then in global CSS I'm going to remove all of this. We do not need this. And then in layout, so this is our main layout. So here we are going to use our navbar, our footer, and all the component that we want in all of our pages. So this is our layout. So now if I run our project using npm run dev, then it will run our project. Now if you wonder how I create the shortcut for creating component boilerplate, let me show you the extension. The extension I use is called ES7 React Redux and React Native Snippet. So you have to install this extension to create a shortcut for component boilerplate. So now let's open our browser and go to the localhost 3000. So it will load our project here. So you can see our Tailwind is working properly. Now we are going to add font to our project. Now Next.js 14 have built-in Google font implementation. So here you can see it's import the inter font from Next font Google. So here we are not going to use the inter font. So here we are going to use the plus Jakarta Sans font here. So we are going to import it from Google font, and then here we are going to use this font. So then we're going to call this and then pass some parameters. So the first parameter is the font weight. So here we are going to use the 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 and 800. So we are going to use import all the font weight, and then we have to give another parameter which is subset. So here we are going to use the Latin, and then I'm going to change this constant name and I'm going to just simply name it font, and here in the body class name I'm going to pass the font dot class name. So our font is perfectly initialized. Then here you can see we have a metadata. So here we have a title. So for the title I'm going to give a new title which is Jobify find your dream job. And for the description I'm going to add find your dream job. You can add your own description here. It is very helpful for the SEO. So now our metadata is applied. So let me show you the result. So you can see here we have our title, which is job if I find your dream. And if I inspect and hover on the font, you can see it's using the plus Jakarta Sans font. So our font is also working. Now for the project, we need some icons. So for the icons, we are going to use the React icon library. So I'm going to search for React icon, and then I'm going to open the GitHub pages. Here you can see we have a lot of icon here. You just have to search for any icon. So if you search for up arrow, then you can see there are a lot of up arrow icon here. So now I'm going to open the npm pages of React icons. Then I'm going to copy this npm script, and then I'm going to split our terminal, and here I'm going to run the npm I React icons and then enter. So it will now install the React icons package in our project. So for this project, we also need some images. So for this, I'm going to create a new folder in the public folder, and I'm going to name it images. So in the images, I'm going to copy the images that we need. So these images also attached in the starter file, and the starter file is in the description. So I'm going to copy this in our image folder. So these are the images that we are going to use in our project. Now for this project, we need some dummy data. So here we are going to use some dummy data for our jobs. So I am going to create a data.ts file in the root level of our project. So here I'm going to copy the job data. So job dummy data that we are going to use. So I'm going to copy the data here. So this is our job data. Here you can see I declare a interface of for our jobs, and it's a type of ID, which is type of number, title which is type of string, image which is type of string, and all the typing. Then we are declaring a job data variable, and here we are assigning the type. The type will be an object of array of objects. So here you can see we have six object inside a array. So this is our job data. This is the dummy data we are going to use for our application. Then I'm going to create a component folder in the app folder. So component. So here we are going to use our reusable component and other component that we need. So this is our basic project setup. So now we are going to build the navbar. So here you can see this is our navbar. We have a logo and a sign up button. So let's build the navbar now. For this, I'm going to create another folder inside our component, and I'm going to name it home. In this home folder, we are going to add our home related component. So first here we are going to create a home.tsx file. So in home.tsx, we are going to add all our homepage related components like the job card, and other homepage component here. And then we are going to add this home component in our page component. So let me show you. So this is our home component. Now I'm going to add this in our main page.tsx. Here I'm going to add our home component. So this is our home component, and we do not need this Tailwind classes. Here we are going to use a overflow hidden, so we do not need any overflow here in our page component. So this is our home component, and inside this home component now I'm going to create another component which is nav.basics. So I'm going to use the shortcut to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this nav in our layout because we want the nav bar for all the pages. That's why in the layout here I'm going to add our nav bar. So this is our nav bar. Now you can see first we have the nav, then we have our home. Now let's start building our nav. So for the first div we have a class name of height 13vh. Then we have a overflow hidden and a shadow of medium. Then we have another div. So here we are going to use the flex box to separate the logo and the sign up button. So this div we are going to give a class name of width of 90%. Then in medium and large width will be 80%, and then height will be 100%, and margin will be auto, flex, the item will be center, justify will be p2, and then we have our logo image. So logo, now I'm going to import the logo image. So import logo image from /public /images /logo.png. So here I'm going to use another div. So this div have a class name of width of 115 pixel, height of 150 pixel, and in medium, the medium and large skin, the width will be 250 pixel and height will be 250 pixel. Now inside this div we are going to use a link, because when we click on the logo we are going to redirect to our home page. So I'm going to import the link from next link, and the href will be just slash our home page. So now inside this link we are going to use our Next.js image component. So I'm going to import the image from next image, and then here we have a source which is the logo image that we are import. Then we have a alt tag. Here I'm going to use the logo text, and then we have a width of 250, height of 150, and then we have a class name of width 100% and height of 100%. So now let's check. So this is our logo, and here you can see a shadow here, looks very nice. So now we have to build the sign up button. So after this div we have another div. Here we are going to use the class name of flex item center and SpaceX 4. So when we are login, here we are going to use one for user icon, user image, and then one button for the job, post a job. That's why we are going to use a flex, and we are going to separate these two. So if I show you, so if I go to sign up and sign up now, you can see after sign up we have a user logo and a job a post button. That's why we are going to use the flex, so that they are have a separate by some distance. So now here we have our first we have our sign up button. but here we are also going to use a link. So after clicking the sign up button, we are going to redirect the user to a sign up page. So here for the href, we are going to give a path name of /sign up, and then inside this link we are going to use our button. So in the button the text will be sign up. So the button have a class name of px of 4, py of 1.5, font size will be 14 pixel. In the smaller device, text will be 16 pixel. In the small and higher screen size devices, the px will be 6 and py will be 2. Background will be bg blue 600. Font will be semi bold. Text color will be white. Rounded will be LG, and in hover the background will change from blue 600 to blue 800, and I'm going to use the transition all and duration of 300 milliseconds. So this is our button. So let's check. So the button looks nice, very nice. Now if I click in the sign up, then it will say 404 this page could not be found because we do not create the page here. So creating the sign up page, we have to create a folder in our app folder. So we have to create a sign up folder here, and inside this sign up folder we have to create a component called page.tsx, and you must give a name of the page.tsx, otherwise it will not work. So here I'm going to use the shortcut to create the component, and I'm going to name it sign up. So now the page is created. Now if I click here to sign up, then you can see it says sign up. So we are redirect to sign up page, which is localhost 3000/sign up. So now if I click on the logo, it will bring us back to the home page. So these are home page. So now we are going to implement the sign up page. So for this I am going to create another component in our another folder in our components folder, and I'm going to name it auth. So we're going to add our auth related. So we're going to add our auth related component in our auth folder. So here I'm going to name it create a signup.tsx and react arrow function to create a component boilerplate. So here we can change it to sign up page. So that's it. Now in the sign up, so it will be in the components, not in the home. So now it's okay. So in the component folder we have a home folder and a auth folder. So in the auth folder we are going to create our auth related component. So here we are going to create our sign up page here, sign up component here. So the sign up component, the first we have class name of overflow of hidden. We do not need any overflow here. Height will be 84 VH. Then we have a flex call, then item center, justify center. So go to the sign up page. So this is our sign up page. Let me show you the sign up page. So if I log out, you can say this is our sign up page. So we have an image and then a sign up now button. So here we have our image. So I'm going to import the image. So import image URL from /public / images / here we are going to use the chair.jpg image. So now here I'm going to import the image component from the next image, and for the source will be image URL, and for the alt tag I'm just going to give a image text. Then we have a width of 400 and a height of 200. Let's check. So we have to add this in our sign up page. So go to the sign up page, and here we are going to add our sign up components. So sign up component. So in the sign up page we are importing our sign up component. So now if I check, here you can see our image is perfectly added. So after the image we have our button. So sign up button. So here we have a button with class name of px12, UI of 3, margin top will be 2m, background will be purple 700. In the hover the background will change from bg purple 900. Then we are going to use some transition here, and the duration will be 300 milliseconds. Then we have rounded of LG, and text color will be white. So text white. And here we are going to have sign up now. So let's check. So it's looking very nice. So this is our sign up page. So this is our home page, and if we click here, this will be redirect us to sign up page. So these are navbar and sign up page. Next we are going to implement our authentication using the Next-Auth. So first I'm going to search for Next-Auth. So then I'm going to click here to getting started, and then I'm going to copy this npm script, and I'm going to split the terminal, and I'm going to run the command. So it will install the Next-Auth in our applications. So now here we are using the app router, so that's why we need to initialize it differently. So here we need this route. So this is for the page, but for the app router, so we need to do this. So Next-Auth handler and export this. So I'm going to show you how to do everything. So first create a file in the root level of the package.json and name it auth.ts. So here first import next So import something from Next-Auth, and the something is we are going to import this Next-Auth options. Then import the provider from Next-Auth. So import Next-Auth slash providers slash Google. So we are going to import the Google provider. Google provider. So after importing the Google provider, then we have export const auth options, and it is a type of next auth options, and it is equal to, and the providers here, the providers will be the Google provider, and then here we have a client ID. We have to pass the client ID and client secret. So we have to pass client ID and client secret. Now for now, I'm going to keep it empty, and next I'm going to show you how to get your client ID and client secret. So here, after this, it says satisfy next auth options. So for now, I'm going to give a dummy data here. So next I'll show you how to get your client ID and client secret. So after this, go to the next auth and then copy this part. So copy this, and then in the app folder, create a new file and then paste the part you copy and then enter. So it will then automatically create the route for you. So here we have to import our auth options from slash auth. So we are going to import our auth options here. Then we are going to import next auth from next auth. We do not need the next here. So we are going to import the next auth from next auth, and then we have to create a handler is equal to next auth, and here we are going to pass our auth options and then export the handler as get and handler as post. So now we need the client ID and client secret. So we need the client ID and client secret. For this, go to the Firebase and open the Firebase app, and then go to the console. So it's opening, and then create a, so add a project. So I'm going to name it job portal YT, and then click here continue, and I'm going to disable the Google Analytics for this project, and now it will create the project for us. So it will take some time. to create the project. So let's wait for the project to finish creating. So it's finished now. Click here to continue. Now get started by adding a Firebase to your app. So we need the web. So click here to web, and now you have to give a app nickname. So I'm going to name it job portal YT, and then register app. So it will then register our app in Firebase. So now it's completed. Now click here, and then here click here in the authentication section, and now get started. And then we are going to select the provider as Google, and then enable the Google. And for the support image, I'm going to give my email here, and then I'm going to save. Now it will initialize our provider. So this is enable. Now click here and scroll, and in the web SDK configuration, here you will get your client ID and also the client secret. Now we are going to add this in our config folder. So we are not directly adding the client ID and client secret here. So for this, I'm going to create a file called .env.local, and here we are going to use our client ID. So Google client ID, and then Google client secret, and we also need a Next-Auth URL. We also need a Next-Auth secret, and another environment variable that we need, which is the next public URL. So now copy the client ID and then paste it here, then copy the client secret and then paste it here. For the next URL, we're going to add our localhost. So copy this and then paste it here. And for the secret, you just need to give a random secret. So it can be anything you want. And for the next public URL, we're going to add our localhost. But when we deploy this project in the Vercel, then we have to give the deployed URL as our next public URL. So this part is complete. Now we have to add the Google client ID and client secret in our auth file. So here in the client ID, we're going to use. So now we are going to add our client ID here. So process dot env dot Google client ID, and then here we have process dot env dot Google client secret. So here we are going to add a this sign, which means that the Google client ID and Google client secret is must there. So that's it. So let's check what happens. So if I click here sign up and then sign up now, so sign up now is not working because we do not add anything here in this button. So for this I'm going to open my sign up component, so auth and sign up. Then here in the button, in the on click, we're going to sign up our users. So sign in, and we're going to import the sign in from Next-Auth React, and then we're going to first pass that the Google, we're using the Google, and then we are going to add our route. So after the sign up, which route the application will be redirected. So we want to go to the home page. So here we are going to use our process.end.next next public URL. So add a template literal and then add this like that. So here something is not looking good. So we have to give a parameter here, which is no. We have to first give a curly braces and then the callbacks, and the callbacks will be process dot end dot next public URL. So these are callbacks. So after signing in, the application will be redirected to our home page. So if I use the sign in here, we have to make it a client component. So here I'm going to use the use client. So if I use the use client, then it will work. So now you can see the error is gone. So if I click the sign up now, so now it's opening the, so here you can see the access is blocked because the redirect URI mismatch. To solve this, copy this URL and then go to the Google Cloud console. So then open the Google Cloud platform, then go to the console. It will open your cloud console, and here then all project, find the project you declared. So we are declared that the job portal YT. So I'm going to open this. So now you can see working in job portal YT, and then go to the dashboard and then open this API. So click here, go to the API overview, and then go to the credential and this web client, and first here add a new URI and paste the link that you copied and remove the this part, so it's only localhost 3000, and here authorized redirect URI. So add a URI and now copy the full link. So we have to add our deployed URL here also after we deploy. So I will show you that later when we deploy the project. So now click here to save. Now it's saved. Now go to the application. So refresh and now sign up now and choose an account. So I'm going to choose this account and continue. Now we are sign in now. So the sign up process is working properly. So next we have to pass our session in all the pages, all the components. So for this I'm going to create a new folder in our component folder, which is HOC. HOC means the higher order component. So here we are going to add our session related component here. So I'm going to show you what is this session related component is. So here I'm going to name this client provider .tsx, and here we are going to convert this a client component, and then I'm going to use the shortcut to create the component boilerplate, and then we are going to create an interface here. So interface, here we are going to receive children as our prop. So props types will be children. Children is type of react dot react node. So react node. Now we are going to pass this in our component and we are going to import the children. Now for the return statement, we are going to return session provider from Next.Auth React, and then inside this we are going to pass our children. So that is our higher order function client provider. Now we are going to add this in our layout. So I'm going to open the layout. Now in the layout we are going to wrap our entire thing in the client provider. So I'm going to import the client provider, and then I'm going to wrap everything in this client provider. So that's it. Now we have wrapped our component using the client provider. Now if I go to the home component and in the nav component, and then here const session, and we are going to await this. So for this we have to make this a async function. So now in Next.js 14 we can make our component a async component, as this is the server component. So await get server session, so which is imported from Next.Auth, and here we are going to pass our auth options. So auth option, we are going to import this from the auth, and now if I log the session, so if I log session, you can say it's logged it here. So the user, the name, the email, and the user image. So our authentication is works perfectly. So and we are getting the user information here. So next we are going to do some checkup. So this is the sign up button. So we are only show it if the user is not signed in. So if we do not have session, then we are going to show the sign up button. Now next, if we have session, then then we are going to show the user icon. So for this I am going to create a helper component. So if we have session, then we are going to use a reusable component here, which is user. So we are going to add our user here. So for this, first I'm going to comment this, and in the component folder I'm going to create another folder which is helper, and here I'm going to create a new component which is user.tsx. So in the user, this will be a client component. So I'm going to convert this into a client component. Here we are going to receive the session as a props. So we are declaring an interface of props, and here we are getting session, which is type of session, and then we are going to pass the session here and then import it here. So now go to the navbar, and if we have session, then we are going to add our user here. So user, and we have to pass our session. So session is equal to session. Now go to the user, and for the first div we have a class name of cursor pointer, and then inside this div we have a image. So here we are going to use the normal image tag, and the source will be session dot user dot image, and for the alt tag we are just giving the name user. So we are disabling this yes linked, and next we have a width. So next we have a class name of width 50 pixel, and then we have height of 50 pixel, rounded will be full. So that's it. Now let's check. So now here we see our profile picture here, and if we click the profile picture we are going to log out from the application. So for this div on click, so in the on click handler we are going to sign out. So I'm going to import the sign out from Next.Auth React, and here we're going to give a callback. So after the sign out or logout, we're going to redirect the user to sign up page. So that's why the callback, in the callback we're going to give the URL. So process dot end dot next public URL, and then slash sign up. So we're going to redirect the user in the sign up page. So that's our user. So now if I click here, it's log out and get redirect to the sign up page. So if I sign up again, so it's sign up directly because it's connected to the Google after the first sign up. So next we have a job a post button. So in the navbar, so if we have the session, then I'm going to copy this button, paste it here, and I'm going to change it to sign up to post. So what is the button text? So it's job a post, so it will be post a job, or you can say job a post. No, post a job, and I'm going to change it blue to orange. So orange. So that's our post a job button. So everything is look perfect. So let's check everything again. So if I log out, it will redirect us to sign up, and then if I click here to sign up, it will sign up and we will have our user button and post and job. So let's check the responsiveness. So in the iPhone, it's looking very nice. So for the sign up page, it's also looking very nice. So if I click sign up, it will sign up. So our authentication is works perfectly. So this is our Next.Auth Google authentication system. Now we are going to build our hero section. So this is our hero section where we have some text, a search bar, and an image. So let's start building this component. So for this, I'm going to create a new component in our home component, and I'm going to name it hero.tss. And I'm going to use the shortcut to create the component boilerplate. And then I'm going to add this in our home component. So here I'm going to add our hero section. So this is our hero section. Now you can see it's a hero. So let's start building the hero section. So for the first div, we are going to apply some padding. So padding top of 5 RAM, and then padding bottom of 3 RAM. Then inside this div, we have another div, and this div has a class name of width of 100%. Then we have height of 60 VH, and we are going to use the flex. Then we have flex call, so flex in the column direction. Then we have item center, and then we have justify center. And then inside this div we have another div. So this div have a class name of width 80%, and margin will be auto, and we are going to use the grid. The grid calls will be 1 in the small devices, and in large and high screen devices it will be grid calls 2. Then we have item center. Then we have a gap of 2 RAM. So this is our grid, and inside this grid we are going to add our two parts. So one part is the text and one part is the image. So that's why we are going to divide the grid into two parts. So first we have the content. So this is the content div, and then we have the image. So then we have image. So this is our image div. So first add the image here. So for this I'm going to import the image. So import hero image from from public, then images, and then hero.svg. So here we are going to use our Next.js image component. So I'm going to import this, and the source will be hero image, and for the alt tag it will be just hero. Then we have width of 700, and then we have a height of 400 pixels. So for this div, it will be hidden in the small devices. So the image will be hidden and it will show only in the large screen. So in the screen size less than 124 pixel, we are going to hide this image. So let's check. So this is our image. This is looking very nice. Then for the content, the first div have a h1, and then we are going to use a span, and inside the span we are going to have this text. So easiest way, and then we are going to break the line, and then we have the text to get your new job. So for the span, the class name will be text blue 500, and for the h1, the class name will be text 28 pixel, and small devices text will be 35 pixel. So this text 28 pixel in the small extra small devices. Then for the large, text will be 45 pixel, and in extra large the text will be 60 pixel. Then the text color will be hash 05264E. So this will be the text color. Then leading will be 3 RAM, and in large screen the leading will be 4 RAM, and font will be extra bold. So remove this. So this is the text. Then we have this text description text. So I'm going to copy this text, and then after the h1 we have a p tag, and I'm going to paste the text here. So this p tag have a class name of text, color will be hash 4f 5e64. Then the font size will be 16 pixel, and in medium the font size will be 18 pixel, and margin top will be 1 rem. So this is our description. Then we have this search box. So then after the p tag we have our search box. So we have a div with class name of margin top of 1.5 RAM, and then inside this div we have an input of type text. We do not need the name and ID, so the placeholder will be search job, and this input have a class name of width 60%, in medium screen width will be 70%, and in large screen width will be 75%, and then px will be 5, py will be 4, outline will be none, then rounded L MD, background will be bg grade 500, no bg grade 200. So let's check. So these are input box, then we have a button. So for the button, after the div we have a button tag, and the text will be search, and this button tag have a class name of px5, py4, outline none, rounded right md, then the bg blue 500, and then we have a text of white. So this is our search button. So this looks very nice. So this is our hero section. Let me show you the responsiveness. So you can see first we have the image and the text. So if I reduce the screen size, the image will be hidden and we only left with the text content. So if I decrease the screen size more, you can see it's fit perfectly. So if I select iPhone, you can see it's also looking very nice, and if I select iPad mini, it's also looking very nice. So our hero section is perfectly responsive. So we completed the hero section. Next we are going to build our job category section. So this is our job category section where we have different type of job category, and the image, a heading, and the number of position that is opening, and the job category have a beautiful hover effect. So we are going to build this component now. So for this I am going to create a new component in our home folder, and I am going to name it job job category dot tsx. So here I am going to use the RAFC creating the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this in our home component. So after the hero, I'm going to add our job category. So this is our job category. Here you can see we have the job category. So now for the first div, we have a class name of pt of 20 and pv of 12, and then inside this div we are going to create a reusable heading component. So here we are going to create a heading component so that we can reuse this heading component uh, for other section of our project. So here you can see we have the same type of heading. So that's why I am creating a reusable heading component. So for this I am going to open my helper folder, and here I am going to create a new component, and I am going to name it heading.tsx. So here I am going to create the component boilerplate RAFCE, and then I am going to add this in our job category section. So here I am going to add our heading. So that is our heading. So here we are going to pass some props in our heading. One is we are going to pass the main heading, and then we are going to pass the subheading. So if I go to the deployed version, you can see this is our main heading. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it in our main heading, and then for the subheading. This is our subheading, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Now we have to receive these two props and give them a proper type assignment in our heading component. So I'm going to open my heading component, and here I'm going to declare a interface of prop, and we are receiving a main heading which is type of string, and we are also receiving a subheading which is also type of string. Then I'm going to pass these props in our component, so props, and then I'm going to import the main heading and then subheading. So then for the first div we have a class name of text center and p3, and then inside this div we have a h1 of main heading and then a p for subheading. So first the h1 have a class name of text black, text of 27 pixel, text opacity will be 90, then font will be bold. And for the p tag, for the subheading, we have a class name of margin top of 1 rem, text of 15 pixel, text gray 800, text opacity of 80, and then font will be medium. So now let's check. So I think I do not save the job category, so I have to save this. So now you can see our heading mini, a subheading, and our main heading is appear in the screen. Now next we are going to build this job section, job category card. So then we have another div after the heading. We have another div with class name of width 80%, margin will be auto, and we are using the grid system. Grid calls will be 1, and in medium grid calls will be 2, and in large grid calls will be 3. Margin top will be 4 rem, gap will be 3 rem, and items will be centered. So inside this div where we have another div, and inside this div we are going to add our job category card. So here we are going to create another reusable component for the job category card. So in the helper folder I am going to create another component which is job category card.tsx. I'm going to use the shortcut to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add it here. So we do not need any div here. So here I'm going to add our job category card. So in job category card we are going to pass some props. So the first props we are going to pass is the image. So the image will be the images slash icon1 dot png, and then we are going to pass the category. So the category first one will be finance, and then we are going to pass another prop which is open position. So here I am going to pass 23. So we have nine total job category cards. So I'm going to copy this 9 times. So the next one will be 2, icon 2, and the category will be marketing, and let's say the opening position is 30. Then we have icon 3, icon 4, icon 5, icon 6, icon 7, icon 8, and icon 9. So first we have the category of finance, marketing, then we have design, then we have development, then human resource, then we have automotive jobs, then we have customer services, then we have health and care, and finally we have project management. So now we have to receive our props and give them proper types in the job category card component. So I'm going to open the job category card, and here we have the interface of props, and here we are receiving image, which is type of string, then we are receiving category, which is type of string, then we are receiving open position, which is also type of string, and then we are going to pass these props in our main component, and here I am going to import the category, the image, and sorry for that and open position. So now we are going to create our job category card. So first div, we have a class name of p4 border of 2 cursor pointer in hover. We are going to scale 110, and in the hover we have a shadow of small, then we are going to apply some transition, and the duration will be 300 milliseconds. Then the border color will be border gray 500, rounded will be LG, border opacity will be 10. So this is our job category box. Next we have a div with class name of flex item center and SpaceX for. So here we are going to use the flex. So one is for the image and other is for the text, and we have some space between them, that's why we are using the SpaceX for. So first we have the image. So here we have going to import the image component from next image, and then for the source will be the image that we are getting from our props, and for the alt, so for the alt I'm going to use our category text. Then we have width, I'm going to 60 pixel, and for the height also 60 pixel. So this is our image looking very nice. Then after the image we have our content. So first I'm going to declare a div, and inside this div we have a h1 of category, and then we have a p tag. Here we have open position, so open position, this will be the value and this is the text. So if I pass 23, then it will be 23 open position. So for the h1 we have a class name of text 17 pixel, font will be semi bold, margin bottom will be 0.4 rem, and then for the p tag we have a class name of text 14 pixel, text color will be black, font semi bold, and text opacity will be 50. So now let's check. So this is our popular job category. This is looking very nice. Let's check if this is mobile responsive. So you can see first we have 3 items, and if I decreases the screen size, now it's 2, and then it's 1. You can see it's fit perfectly with the screen size. So if I select a individual like iPhone 12 Pro, you can see this looking very nice. So our job category section is fully mobile responsive. So now we completed our job category section. Next we are going to build the featured job section. So this is the featured job section with beautiful job card. So and then we have a view all jobs button. So now we are going to build this section. So for this I'm going to create a new component in my home folder, and I'm going to name it featured jobs .tsf, and then I'm going to use the RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this in my home component. So after the job category we're going to add our feature jobs. So let's check. So these are feature jobs. Now for the first div we have a class name of pt20 and pb of 12, and then here we are going to use our heading, our reusable component that we are building earlier. So here for the main heading we are going to use featured jobs, and for the subheading I am just going to copy from the deployed version. So this is our subheading, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. So this is our heading. So you can see featured jobs, and then we have the subheading. So after the heading we have a div with class name of margin top 12, width of 80%, mx will be auto, grid, and then we have grid calls 1, and in large screen we have grid calls 2, and the gap of 12. So inside this we are going to use our data. So I am going to import the so it's job data. So I'm going to import job data. So I'm going to import the job data from our data.txt folder, and then I'm going to map through all of them, and then we'll get an individual job. So we'll get a job, and then we're going to return a link. So the href, so we have to first import it from our next link, and the href will be, so this is the featured card. So if we click here, it will open a job detail page. So that's why the href will be slash job slash job details slash, then we are going to pass the job id. So job dot id. So we are going to create this route later. First, now just copy it now. So inside this link, so we have to give a key here. So for the key, we're going to use job.id, and then inside this link we're going to create a reusable component which is job card. So let me create the job card component. So we are going to create the job card component in our helper folder. So here I am going to create a job card.css, and then I'm going to create the component boilerplate using RSCE, and then in the featured job, so here we are going to add our job card. So now it will map through and create a job card for every job. So here we are going to pass a prop which is job, and we are going to pass our job object. Now we have to receive these props in our job card. So here we have the interface props, and we are receiving a job which is type of job. So if I show you here in the data.ts, we are also exporting our interface job. So which one we are importing here? So this is the job type we are importing from our data. Now I am going to pass our props in our component, and here I am going to import the job. Now for the first day, we have a class name of p4 mb6, then we have relative border of 2, cursor pointer, so not cursor weight, it will be cursor pointer, and in hover, so in hover we have scale of 110, and in hover we have a shadow of small, then we are going to use a transition all, then the duration will be 300 milliseconds, border color will be border gray 500, and then we have rounded LG and the border opacity will be 10. So let's check. So you can see it's our job card with hover effect. So it created the 6th job card by mapping through our job data. Then inside this we have another div with class name of flex, item center, and SpaceX of 6. Then inside this div we have the image. So image. Now we are going to declare a div, and inside this div we are going to use our Next.js image tag, image component. So for the image, the source will be job dot image, and for the alt I'm going to use job dot title. Then the width will be 50, and then height will be 50 pixel. Now let's check. So you can see we have the image. So after this div we have another div for the content. So content, and here we have another div. Inside this div we have a h1 for our title. So job dot title, this h1 have a class name of text 17 pixel, font semi bold, margin bottom of 0.4 rem. And then after this h1 we have another div. This div have a class name of flex, item center, and medium. SpaceX will be 10, and in the smaller device SpaceX will be 4. And inside this div we have another div with class name of flex, item center, and then SpaceX 2. So here we are building this part. So the total will be inside a flex, then this part will also be a flex, where the icon will be one flex items and the text will be another flex item. So there inside this div we have an icon. So the first one will be a map location, and we are going to import this from our React icons that we are installed earlier. So then this icon have a class name of width 0.8 rem, then a height also 0.8 rem, text color will be pink 700, and then we have a p tag where we will have our job dot location. So the p tag have a class name of text 14 pixel, then we have text of black, font of semi bold, and text opacity will be 60. Now you can see we have the title and then the location. Next we have the salary. So I'm going to copy this div So let's give a comment here. So this is the location, and then this will be the salary. I am going to copy this div and paste it here, and here I'm going to have a money icon, so bi money, and it's also going to import from the React icons. And then we have our job dot salary. So now if I save, so now it's looking very nice. We have the location and then the salary. Next we have this tag, so full-time private urgent, so this tag. So after this div, we are going to have another div with class name of flex item center SpaceX2, and the smaller device SpaceX will be 4, margin top will be 1 RAM, and then inside this div we have another div with class name of text 10 pixel, and small and large device text will be 14 pixel, text color will be black, text opacity will be 80, px will be 3, and the small and large device px will be 6. So first px will be 3 and then px will be 6, py will be 1, rounded will be full, rounded full, then we have background opacity of 30, font will be semi bold, capitalize, and then finally background will be bg green 400, and here we will have job dot job type. So it will be here, and then I'm going to copy this 2 more times, and for the second one it will be private and then urgent. So the second one have a background of bg red 400 and then bg blue 400. So now if I save, now it's looking very nice. We have the hover effect and everything looks nice. Let's check the responsiveness. So if I inspect, so here you can see the content fits perfectly with the screen size. So now if we click here, we do not have the page that we give the link, so that's why the job details page is not working, but we will build it later. Now we need the button, which is view all job button. So for this I am going to open the feature jobs, and after this div we have a link So link, and for the href, so clicking this view all jobs, we are going to open a new page which is all job page. So the href will be slash job slash all jobs. Then inside this link we have a div of class name, text center, and margin top of 3 rem. And then inside this div we have a button, and the button will have the text of view all jobs. The button have a class name of px8 py2 font semi-bold, and hover. The background will be blue 900, transition will be all, duration will be 300 millisecond, and background will be normally blue 700, rounded will be LG, and then the text color will be white. So if I check, so these are view all jobs button. So if I click here, it will say 404 because the job detail, the all job page is not implemented yet, but we are going to implement it later. So this is our featured job section. Next we are going to build the footer section. So this is our footer section. Here we have 4 parts. So here we are going to use the grid system. Here we have a title, some description, and some social icon. So now we are going to build the footer section. So for this I am going to create a new component in the home folder, which is footer.tsx, and I'm going to use the component boilerplate using the RAFC, and then I'm going to add this footer in the layout. So layout, after the children we're going to add our footer so that it will add it to all our pages. So the footer is added. Now here you can see the footer text. So now we are going to build our footer section. So for this, the first div have a class name of pt of 5 rem, means padding top of 5 rem. Then we have padding bottom of 3 rem, and background of #111 111. Then so that's it. Let's check. So this is our footer. Then after this div we have another div, and this div have a class name of width of 80%, margin will be auto, and we are going to use the grid system. So grid, then we have grid calls 1 for small devices, and in medium it will be grid calls 2, and in large it will be grid calls 3, and for extra large it will be grid calls 4. Then we have a cap of 3 rem, items will be start, then we have padding bottom of 2 rem, then we have border bottom of 2, and then the border color will be white, and the border opacity will be 10. So here you can see the border looking very nice. So then inside this div we have another div which is our first part of the footer. So we can just create a comment of first part of footer. So in this div we have a h1. So here we are going to give the text Jobify, simply our application name. Then we have a class name of text 24 pixel, text of white, margin bottom will be 1 rem, font will be bold, and we are going to use the uppercase. So this is our title, and after the h1 we have a p with some random text. So I'm going to use the lorem fsum generator to generate some random text here. So just remove this part. Then the p have a class name of text 14 pixel, text of white, and the text opacity will be 70. Now let's check. So this is our description text, and after this we have the social icon. So now we have the social icons. So here first we have a div of class name, margin top of 1.5 rem, and flex, item center, and then SpaceX of 3. And then inside this div we have another div, and here we have a class name of width 2.4 rem, height 2.4 rem. Then we have bg blue 600, rounded will be full. Then we have a flex, then item center, justify center, and flex direction in the column. So flex call. Then inside this div we are going to use some social icons. So here the first one is if Facebook F, and this icon is imported from React icons. So then this icon have a class name of text white. So now if we check, so this is our first icon, which is the Facebook icon, and we have 3 more. So I'm just going to copy this. So I'm going to copy this 3 more time. So the second one will be the Twitter icon. So FA Twitter, and here the background will be BG Sky 400. The third one will be FA YouTube icon from the React icon, and the color will be weight 600. And finally we have the Instagram icon. So FA Instagram, and the background will be BG weight 400. So now if we check, so this looking very nice. Next we have this about us with some footer links. So this is our first part. Then we have the second part of footer. So here we have a div, and inside this div we have a h1, which is a heading, about us, and this h1 have a class name of text 22 pixel with a fit, text color will be white, font will be semi bold, and margin bottom will be 1.5 black. So after this h1 we have a p tag. So here you can use link tag if you want, but I'm simply using the p tag. So here we have job. In this p tag have a class name of text 15 pixel, width will be fit, text color will be white, and in over text color will be yellow 300, cursor will be pointer, and text opacity will be 30, and margin bottom will be 0.7. So now if we check, so here we have our first link, so we have 4 more links. So I'm just going to copy this p tag 4 more time, 1 2 3 4. The next one is privacy, so privacy, then we have policy, then application, then candidates. So now it's looking very nice. Next we have this quick link section, which is very similar to this about us section. So I'm just going to copy this section. So I'm going to copy this part. So copy this and here give a comment of third of footer. So here the title will be quick link, then we have all jobs, job details, how to apply, then resume. So we do not need this, I'm going to just delete this. So this is our quick link. Then we have the get in touch, which is also similar to this quick link and about us part. So I'm going to copy this again, so I'm going to copy this, and here I'm going to give a comment fourth part of footer, and then this will be get in touch. Then here we have some phone number, so I'm going to use a dummy phone number here, and then here we have a dummy email, and then we have address. So we do not need this one, so I'm going to remove this, and if I save, you can see this looks very nice. And finally we have this copyright text here, so I'm going to copy this text from here, and then here we have a h1 with the copyright text, and the class name will be margin top of 2 and text will be 14 pixel, width will be 80%, mx will be auto, text color will be white, and opacity will be 50. Now let's check. So this is our copyright text, which is looking very nice. Let me show you the responsiveness of the footer. So you can say it's fit perfectly with the screen size. So this is fully mobile responsive. If I select iPhone 12 Pro, you can see everything looks very nice. So our footer section is completed. Next, we are going to build the scroll to top button. So this is the scroll to top button. So initially it's hidden. So if I scroll some distance, then it will appear. And if I click here, it will go to the top. So now we are going to build this feature. So for this, I am going to create a helper function. So helper component here, and I'm going to name it scroll to top dot csx. And I'm going to create the component boilerplate using RAFC. So in this component, we're going to use the use effect and use state. As you can know, the use effect and use state component can only work in the client component. But in Next.js 14, every component is server component by default. That's why we have to convert this into a client component. So I'm going to convert this a client component using the use client text. And then here I'm going to create a state variable. So first one is visible and set is visible, and it will be a use state, and then the initial value will be false. Then we have the toggle visibility. So we are going to use the use effect, and inside this we are going to create a function which is toggle visibility, and it will be an arrow function. So here we are going to check if the window dot scroll y, that means the scroll in the y direction, if it is greater than 200, then we are going to set is visible to true. Then we are going to show the button, else we are not going to show the button. So set is visible to false. So now in the Windows scroll event, so window dot add event listener, we are going to add event listener, which is the scroll event listener. So in the scroll we are going to run our toggle visibility function. So that's it. But in use effect, it is very recommended to clean up your function. So if you add a event listener, it will be recommended to remove the event listener in the cleanup function. So here I'm going to use the return and arrow function, and then I'm going to copy this and paste it here, and add event listener, we are going to replace it with remove event listener. So that's it. Then we have the actual scroll to top function. So const scroll to top, so it will be a arrow function. So here we are going to window dot scroll to top, so scroll to and here we are going to go to the top of 0. So we are going to the top, and the behavior will be smooth. So the behavior will be smooth. So this is our scroll to top function. Now we have to design our button. So for this, the first div have a class name of fixed, and the bottom will be 4, and animate pulse. So this is the built-in Tailwind animation. So we are using animate pulse, and the light will be 4. So inside this div, we are going to check if is visible is true, then we are going to show our button. So the text will be, no, we do not need any text here. We are going to use an icon, so arrow icon, up arrow. So we are going to import a fa arrow up. So we are going to use this button here, and the button tag have a class name of bg blue 500. Text color will be white, rounded will be full, width will be 12, height will be 12, flag, item center, justify center, and on focus the outline will be none. So this is our component. Scroll to top. Now we are going to add this in our layout so that every page can access this button. So I'm going to open the layout, and after the footer we are going to add our scroll to top button. So now let's check. So if I, so the logic is somehow wrong. So you can see first it's showing and then it's hiding. So let's check. So here I am using the inverse condition, so not condition, but it is wrong. So now it will work. So initially it's hidden. If I scroll some distance, then it will show up. And now the clicking is not working because we do not add our function here to on click. So here in the on click, we are going to run our scroll to top button, scroll to top function. So now let's check. So you can see it's showing after some distance of scrolling, and it's hidden in the top. And if I click here, it's go to the top with very smooth behavior. So you can see it's working very nicely. So our scroll to top button is working properly. Next, we are going to build our all jobs page. So if I show you, so if you click here to view all jobs, then it will open the all jobs page. If you can see here, we have a slash job and slash all jobs route. So here it says show result of 6 and then all our job card. So here also have the scroll to top button. So now we are going to build this page. So for this, in the app folder, first I am going to create a job folder, which will be slash localhost 3000 slash job, and inside this job we have another folder which is all jobs. And then here we are going to create our page.tsx. So now if I create a component here, and it is all jobs, and then go to our application, and now if I click here, as you can remember, we already declared the route for clicking this view all job. So if I click here, now you can see it's here the neighbor, the footer, and here you can see all jobs. So our route is working properly. So here we are going to build our all jobs page. So now, so first the div have a class name of margin top 12, width will be 80%, mx will be auto, margin bottom will be 12, and then inside this div we have another div with class name of margin bottom of 2 rem, and then inside this div we have a h1, and here we are going to show result, and here we are going to show the number of result. So for this we have to import our job data. So I'm going to import our job data. So you can see import job data from our data file. So this is our data.ts, and here we're going to use our job data.length. So then it will give us the length of our job data array. Then for the eighth one we have a class name of font semibold. So now if I save, you can see it's a show result of 6. That means we have 6 total of jobs. Then we have another div with class name of space y8. Then inside this div we have job data dot map. So we are going to map through all of the job data, and we'll get individual job, and for individual job we are going to return a link, and we are going to import the link from our next link, and here the href will be slash job slash job details, and then slash the id of the job. So job.id. We are going to implement this route later. So then we are going to give a key which is also job.id, and inside this link we are going to show our job card. So we are going to use our reusable job card component. So job card, and this job card needs a props which is job, and we are going to pass our job object. So that's it. Let me show you. As you can see, it's working properly. We have our all 6 job, we have our footer, we have our scroll to top button, and we have the hover effect also. So our all job page is working. Now if I show you the responsiveness, you can see it's fit perfectly in the mobile devices also, and it's adapt with the screen sizes. So our all job page is done. Next we are going to build the job detail page. So if I click on an individual job, you can see this is a job detail page where we have our job card, then a button to apply now, and then the job description, the responsibility, skill, and then we have the related job section. So this is our job detail page. Now we are going to build this section. So for this, for the route in the job, so if I show you the route, it is /job/job details and then slash the id. So we have our dynamic routing here. So we are going to use dynamic routing. So for this, in the job folder, I am going to create another folder which is job details, and here we are going to build our dynamic routing. So for this, we are going to use our third bracket. In here we are going to give a parent. So we are going to receive the id as a parent. So I'm giving the name id. You can give anything you want. And then inside this, we are going to create our page.tsx. Now if I create the component boilerplate using RFC and name it job details. So now if I go to the application app and if I click any of the job, you can see it's job/job details and the id is 2. So our routing is work properly. So now here we are going to make this a async component, and then here we have to receive the params, which is our id. So here we are going to use the curly braces, and here we are going to get our params. Then we are going to use the colon and then second bracket. So the params will be id, and which is type of string. So now if I log the id, so it's not id, it's params dot id. So if I log params dot id, you can see it's showing the id, which is 2. So now we get our id. Now using this id, we have to filter out our job. So which job we are clicked. So for this, we are going to create a constant. So the single job, so which we are going to get using our params or our id. So single job, here it will be, so job data, we are going to import the job data, and then we are going to use the find method. So dot find, so we're going to find the job. Here we will get all the job here, and we need to give a condition. So based on that condition, we will get the job. The condition is the job dot id, and the id is a type of number and our param is a type of string. That's why I'm going to convert this job id to a string using the dot to string function, and then I'm going to compare it with our params dot id. It will give us the single job. So if I log here the single job, then you can see it give us the job. So here you can see the id is 2, it gives the job which id is 2. So it's working properly. So then we are going to design our job detail page. So for this, first we have a class name of emp20 and mb of 12. Then inside this div we have another div. The class name will be block, but in small and higher. So block will be in the extra small devices, and small and higher devices it will be flex. Items will be center, justify will be between, width will be 80%, and margin will be auto. So here we have our first div. So this div have a class name of flex 0.7. So we are going to take up the 70% of the width of this flex for this component, and here we are going to use our job card component, and we are going to pass the job, which is here the single job. So we are going to give a this sign so that it's always there. So single job data will always be there. Now if I check, so here you can see we have the job card here. Then we are going to import our session. So we are going to check if the user is login or not. So based on the login or not login, we are going to show different types of button. So one for the apply now button, and another is sign in to apply button. So now here const session is equal to await. So we are using await, that's why I am declared this component as a async component. So await get server session, and here we are going to provide our auth option, which is import from our auth file. So this is the auth file. So now after this div, so here we are going to check if there is session, then we are going to show a apply button. So apply button, I'm going to create a separate component for the apply button, because in the apply button we are going to use our toast, react toast, which is the, so let me show you, which is the notification. So if I click here apply now, you can see a beautiful notification, yeah, toast notification. So we're going to use this in our apply button, and that's why the apply button needs to be a client component, and that's why we're going to create a separate component for this apply button. So in the helper, I'm going to create a component called apply button.tss, and here I'm going to use the component shortcut to create the button, and then here I'm going to add our apply button. And then if the user are not signing, so if there is no session, then we are going to have a link, which is import from next link, and the href will be to the sign up page, so slash sign up. So if there is, the user is not logging, then we are going to redirect the user in the sign up page. And here we have a button which is says sign up to apply. So this button have a class name of px8 py3 bg emerald 600 rounded lg text will be white. So now if we check, here you can see we have the user, that's why it's a apply button. So if I log out, it will redirect us to the sign up page. So now if I go to individual jobs like this one, backend developer, So you can see now we do not have authenticate user, so login user, that's why it says sign up to apply. So now let's build the apply button. So for the apply button, inside this div we have a button apply now, and this button have a class name of px10 rounded lj, py will be 3, background will be bg blue 600, text color will be white, font will be semi bold, transition will be all, duration will be 300 millisecond, no 500 millisecond, and then in hover we have bg blue 900. So now if I check, so we have to sign up. So if I click on the sign up, so we are now login. Then if I go to this full stack developer, and you can see the apply now button. So now we want, if I click here apply now, we will have a toast notification. For this we are going to use a React library, which is React Toastify. If I go to React Toastify and if I go to their GitHub pages, so this is their official page. You can learn more about by reading the documentation. So for the installation, we are going to copy this npm script and then paste it here. It will then install the package, and then so first we need to import these two. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here, and we have to make this a client component to use the React Toastify. So I'm going to use the use client here, and then we have to give a toast container at the bottom. So I'm going to add here, and for the position we are going to position this in the top center. And now we need a function. So here I'm going to call this const apply handler. It will be an arrow function where we have toast dot success, and we are going to pass the message which is application successful. So now we have to give this in the button click. So in the button, in the on click, we are going to run our apply handler function. So now if I say, now let's check. So now if I click here, we can see application successful. Our toast is working perfectly. So if you can clear it by clicking the pause button. So that is our toast. Then we have this job description, key responsibilities, and skill section. So let's build this. So for this, let's go to our job detail page, and after this div we have another div with class name of margin of 16, width of 80%, mx will be auto, and inside this div we have a h1 where it says job description. So this is the heading, and it has a class name of text 20 pixel, font semi bold, and that's it. So this is our job description. Then after this h1 we have a p tag, and here I'm going to generate some random text using the lorem ipsum generator extension. So here we have a class name of empty4, text color will be black, and text opacity will be 70. So these are job description. Then we have the key responsibilities. So I'm just going to copy these two and paste it here, and here we have key responsibilities. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So here I'm going to add some more text. So this is our key responsibilities. Here we have a margin top of 8. So now it's looking good. Then we have the skill section, so skill part. So after the p tag we have h1. So I'm just copy this one and paste it here. Here we have the skills, and after this h1 we have a ul with class name of margin top of 4, and here we have a li. The first skill is React.js. So this li has a class name of margin top 4, text black, text opacity 70, and I'm going to copy it multiple times. So React.js, Next.js, Tailwind CSS, TypeScript, and Next-Auth. So now if we check, so these are skill section, and lastly we have our related job. Here you can see we do not have all the job here, we only have the 4 jobs. So we have to somehow cut the job data into 4 jobs. So for this, in the top we're going to create a variable, so first 4 job, and here we are going to use a job data dot slice, and we're going to slice the first 4. So that is our first 4 job. Now after the ul we have our h1, the heading. So I'm going to copy this and then paste it here, and the text will be related job, and then I am going to copy so let's go to the all job page, and I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. So here instead of space or 8, we are going to have an empty of 4, and then instead of the job data we are going to use our first 4 job, and in the link we have a class name of space y 6. So now if I save, and now you can see we have our related jobs, so everything is looking very nice. Now one thing that we are missing is this icon here in our jobs card. So for this I am going to open the job card section, and here at the end we are going to use a div with class name absolute, top will be 1 rem and right will be 1 rem. So inside this div we are going to use a icon which is a bookmark icon. So this icon have a class name of width 1 rem and height of 1 rem. So that's it. Now it's looking very nice. So this is our job description page. If we click on the apply now, we have the toast, we have the related job, skill, and everything. This page looks very nice. Let me show you the responsiveness. So you can see it's adapting perfectly with the screen size. So job description, key responsibility, related job. We also have the scroll to top button. So if I select the iPhone 12, you can see it's also looking very nice. So if I click here, we have the toast and all the content fit perfectly. So our job description page is completed. So our project is done, and finally we are going to deploy this project in the Vercel. So for this I'm going to open my GitHub, and here I'm going to create a new repository. I'm going to name it job portal web app, and I'm going to make it private, and I'm going to create a repository. So the repository is created. Now here I'm going to close this and I'm going to stop running the project, and here first I'm going to initialize the project using git init. Then we're going to add our file using git add dot, and then we're going to use the git commit -m, and the message is first commit. So we have done this. Next we have this git branch main, so I'm going to paste it here. Then we have to add our remote origin, so I'm going to copy this and paste it here, and finally we are going to push our project. So git push u origin main. Now it will push our project in the GitHub. So it's completed. Let's refresh. So this is our project. Now I'm going to open the Vercel. If you don't have any account in Vercel, you have to create one, and it's totally free. So this is the Vercel dashboard. Now I'm going to add a new project. So now we have to import our Git repository. So this is the repository that we just created. So I'm going to import this, and the project name will be the same. And here one important thing, that is you have to give the environment variable. So let's go to our .env.local file. Here we have a bunch of environment variables. So first we have the Google client ID. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to copy the value and paste it here, and then click on the add. Then we have the Google client secret, and then this is the value, and add this. Then we do not need to pass the Next-Auth URL because it will automatically replaced with our Vercel URL. So but we need to give this Next-Auth secret. So Next-Auth secret, and I'm going to copy this and paste it here, then add. And finally, for the next public URL, this will be our deployed URL. So we are going to add this later after we deploy the project and we have a URL. Then we are going to add this environment variable. For now, let's hit deploy. Now it will deploy our project in the Vercel. So now it's installing the dependencies. Now it's creating an optimized production build. And you can see it's using the Next.js 14, the latest version. Now it's collecting the page data. So the deployment is complete. Now go to the dashboard. So go to this job portal dashboard. So here we have our domains. So now click here. Now copy this. So this is our next public URL now. So we have to give this as an environment variable for this project. For this, I'm going to open this setting, and then here we have the environment variable, and then I'm going to add the next public URL, and the URL will be this. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here and then save. So the environment variable is saved now. Now we have to deploy this again. So for this, I'm going to open this deployment tab, and here click on the three dot, and then I'm going to redeploy. So then I'm going to redeploy this project. So it will redeploy with the new added environment variable. Now, if you click here to sign up, and then click here to sign up. Now you can see it will give us an error. So it says access block, this app request is invalid because the redirect URI mismatch. So that is because we are not adding our this URL in our Google console, Google Cloud Console. So for this, copy this and then go to the Google Cloud Console and then open the cloud platform and then go to the console and we're in job portal YT, go to the dashboard, go to the API overview and then credentials, this web client, and here add your deployed URL. So copy this part, remove this part, and then for authorized URI paste the complete path. So you have to add this in 2 times, first for our local host and then one for your deployed URL. So now click here for the save. Now it's okay. Now you can see it's completed our redeployment. Now if I click here, it will open our application. So let's sign up now. So sign up now. You can see it's already signed up. So here you can see our profile picture, the post a job button, and we have our featured job. So if I click here, view all job. So now we have the all job page. Now if I click here on any of the job card, it will open the job description page. Here you can see this is the job description page. We have our scroll to bottom button, scroll to top button, and then if I click here to apply now, we have our application successful pop-up toast, and everything looks very nice. And if I click here on our user icon, it will log out and redirect us to our sign up page. So you can see everything works properly. So here you can see sign up to apply. So the deployed versions also works properly. So now you can use this link and you can show this to your potential client. You can add this to your resume. So that's it for today. If you have any question related to this project, you can ask me in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting web development project. So thank you for today.